Greetings, tribe. We have wrapped up Mania Week Friday. Now, I'm just going to be fair. There's a lot of wrestling going on this week. I put in 19 hours yesterday. Today's going to be 18. I was not as attentive today with the split screen, so I don't really have much to say about IWC Pit Fighter X Battle of the Tough Guys because I didn't see much of it. I know Danny Moff won. I know that Nolan Edward is a fucking beast and a fucking machine and deserves all kinds of respect. And I love that he mentioned Sami Callihan, but Sami mentioned him back online. That says something. Really, the thing is, the spring break from GCW for the collective was so goddamn overwhelming that there could have been no other shows today, and this would have owned the whole day. I said this is going to be the show of the weekend. There's a whole bunch of stuff tomorrow. Again, just go through some highlights, which, my choice cuts. Billy Starks versus Starboy Charlie. He's like 18, maybe 19. She's 16, maybe 17. And they're two fucking talented wrestlers. There are people who've been wrestling for 20 years who don't have anything on either of these two. Lee Moriarty, one of the top 3 wrestlers in the fucking United States right now, against All Night Long Rich Swann. Great match. Swann gets the victory there. I need to go back. Starboy Charlie did get the victory over Billy Starks. I want to see those guys wrestle all the time. They're so good. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm jumping around because I'm fucking been up for a bunch of fucking hours. Actually, I've been up 37 of the last 42 hours. So, bear with me. I did not realize that Jordan Oliver wasn't taking on Leo Rush, but he was taking on Blackheart. What a fucking match show. Leo Rush, when he was in WWE, I didn't give a fuck about it. I was like, oh, he's really quick, and I bet he'd be awesome in certain situations. They did not utilize that man to his talent, and I'm glad he's on the indies. Jordan Oliver, you've heard me talk about him all fucking weekend long. You've heard me talk about him for months, and I'll continue to talk about him. Big Breakfast, young Dagger Dick, one of the best going today. That kid has a huge future ahead of him. He's only like 21, 22 years old. Chris Dickinson, the dirty daddy versus the bad boy Joey Janela, and somehow or another Janela pulls out the win. Amaze me. It was a fucking bloodbath. It was a way more violent match than I thought. Masada, Atticus Kogar. I hadn't been real familiar with Masada till the last 6, 8, 10 months. Atticus Kogar, same difference. I learned about him through an ECW or a GCW show I went to in Indianapolis. Kogar is a brilliant, brilliant wrestler and a great deathmatch wrestler, which is scary because he has the level on everything. The skewers are now Atticus Kogar's. Sorry, Masada. The skewers have been passed. The main event, Ricky Shane Page versus the returning Nick Gage for the GCW World Championship. There were so many moments when I thought Nick Gage was going to lose, which I'm like, hey, they can drag this fucking storyline out, and it's cool because he just came back and they can get a cheat to win or whatever. Ricky Shane Page is fucking incredible. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's an incredible heel. He knows his fucking role, and he fucking plays it to the hilt. And he should be making a lot more money and be a lot more stroke than he has. But that being said, I don't give a shit because I get to watch the dude all the time. Nick Gage, one of my fucking favorites. He's got the fucking belt back. The crown is back on the fucking king, the motherfucking god of this shit. Strange turn of events. At the end of that, John fucking Moxley shows up, climbs in the ring, gets head-to-head with Nick Gage. They go at it. Paradigm shift through the light tubes, and Gage challenges Moxley. And by God, if that forbidden door isn't wide fucking open, man. Starts with Don Callis and the Invisible Hand. He and Tony Khan push open the forbidden door. And all of a sudden, the pro wrestling world is united. And fuck sports entertainment. By the way, Iron Beast is a fucking sick, vicious weapons of destruction. If you haven't seen them, Shane Mercer, KTB. Shane Mercer, the Iron Demon, has a finishing move called the Moonsault and Battery, where he moonsaults off with the dude. But tonight, he does the Moonsault and Battery picks the dude up, tosses him to KTB, who power bombs him, who then picks his dude back up, tosses him back to Mercer, who Germans him, and then, as I said, I skipped most of the stuff on IWTV tonight, and I apologize, IWTV. I love you. This isn't a personal thing. It's just that I'm tired, and I can only watch so much. The Violence and Suffering started an hour late, which adds to this, plus the Jaeger. Too Cold Scorpio versus Eli Everfly. As awesome as I thought it would be. Jimmy Lloyd, Jordan Oliver. Couldn't have been better. Jimmy Lloyd gets the win. Low key, Leo Rush. Top notch. KTB, Swan. Awesome. The highlight for me from this show was the Machine, Brian Cage, taking on the Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson. Dickinson's knee was messed up from earlier in the night, but it didn't stop him from going out, and I seriously thought he was getting a win in this. Those two, I want to see those two fight a dozen times, 24 times, a best of 106, whatever, the best of 107. That way, you know, it's not a number, whatever. It's been a fantastic day of wrestling. There's still one more day to go of the collective / showcase of the Independence weekend. I know the Mania starts tomorrow night, and that's all fine and good. And I'll get to all that other stuff later. But right now, the stuff I'm worried about is the stuff that touches me and the stuff that helps build the future. Because if you look at the NXT fucking roster right now, it's just the best fucking guys from the Indies from the last 5 to 7 years. I wanted to go to the collective this year, and I didn't. You know what? I plan on going to Dallas next year. I don't see anything stopping me. The thing is, I'm afraid there's so much of this talent that I would want to see that by the time I get there next year, they're going to be pulled up and out of my reach. And it's great for them. It's great for the business, because the more fucking people are tied into the wrestling that get up into the fucking thing, the better it is for the whole goddamn business, especially for people like you and me. But sometimes we just lose them. They get buried and they lose their love, and it just sucks. And I'm not trying to shit on WWE by any means. And I think NXT is a wonderful thing. And I know that some people go there and they're wonderful, and some people go there and they hate it. And I wish everybody their best path. But fuck, man, fuck. Just as long as you have your passion. Don't join a band just to make money and get pussy. Do it because you like to make music and you love music. Don't paint paintings because you're trying to be a famous painter. Paint because it makes you feel good. Don't pro wrestle or be a pro wrestling fan unless it's in your heart. I am fucking preaching. I am drunk. I'm sorry. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. We've got one more day of the collective showcase of the Independence coming up. I'll have my opening day statements ready at about 9:30 a.m., letting you know what's going on all day tomorrow, today, however you want to look at the clock. I'm Ortega Latrobe. I'm going to go do another shot of Jaeger. I'm going to go get some sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by the Hacienda. This has been Off the Ropes.
I love Ortega's sauce. It makes my taco pop.
This is unreal, completely unreal.